Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is still Monday, January 31st, 2022, and this is my post-market wrap-up. You know something? I'm actually, despite the fact, okay, that this market rallied today, despite the fact that on Friday, okay, the NASDAQ rallied over 3%, and today, almost another 3.5%. Despite that, I'm kind of sad. I'm actually kind of depressed. Why is Gregory Mannarino depressed? Because people, again, are going to get hurt and they are going to miss out on a massive opportunity. People, look, I don't know how many times I have had to repeat myself with this. This is not a crash. I don't care who's telling you it is. I don't care. Okay? They're wrong. This right now was a massive, and remains, a massive opportunity to get in on this market cheaply. Okay? And again, it's these same people who time and time again miss out. And then they look back and they reflect upon themselves and they got to feel bad about it. Because here I am. I've been out here explaining since this correction started, and that's all this is. It's correction, and corrections are bullish. To keep buying these dips here. I did urge caution a couple of times, but I never deviated. Never once did I deviate. And I told all of you out here, do not deviate from our strategy that has been working for years. And of course, I got laughed at. I got ridiculed. And these same people are going to lose yet again. And the sad part is, look, I don't care if these people don't like me. I don't care if they hate my guts. The fact of the matter is, I don't want to see anybody lose. Not even those people that don't like Greg Mannarino. That's the truth. And yet again, in their face, sadly, they're going to miss out on a massive opportunity to buy this market cheaply right now. Again, people, let's put a perspective on this. Just bear with me a moment and deal with my kind of a little bit depression here today. And again, I'm depressed because people are going to miss out like they always do, time and time again, repeatedly over and over again, because they're listening to the wrong people, number one. Number two, they can't recognize opportunity. And that, in life, okay, and not just the stock market, if you have the inability to recognize an opportunity, you're never going to succeed. And that's a shame. But I want you to consider what I'm going to tell you. Every day that you wake up in the morning is yet another opportunity to turn it all around. If I'm talking about you, if you are one of these people who hates Greg Mannarino, doesn't like me, I'm really actually talking to you mostly because I think the people that follow my blog get it. But if you're one of these people that don't like me, tell me where I've gotten this wrong. Had you been listening to me for years, you would have done exceedingly well. And I'd be willing to bet instead of being miserable. Because hate breeds hate. You understand? And if you continue to hate anything, what's going to happen to you is hate's going to come right back at you. Not from me. I don't hate anybody. But you will not succeed in life if you breed negativity. You understand? You gotta breed positive things. Okay? If you don't do that, it's over. You might as well just, throw in the towel on everything. You gotta understand what you're looking at. I am not right all the time, people. But again, I urge anyone, those who hate me, those who like me, to look back on my record. It is stellar. It is stellar with regard to energy, with regard to what crude oil would do, the stock market hitting more record highs last year than in history. And meanwhile, that entire year, again, this guy's calling for a crash and this guy's calling for a crash. And I get it. I realize what they're trying to do. Okay, they want to draw you in. They want you to watch their video blogs. But at the same time, these people are hurting. They're hurting the people that follow them. I hate that. I hate that so much. You can't even believe how much I do hate that. Anyway, so thanks for letting me vent a little bit here. Yeah, I'm depressed because I see something unfolding here that is going to turn out to be very big. New record highs are coming for this market. It's going much, much higher. Much, much higher. Okay, so are things like Bitcoin, which is now over 38,000, putting on some nice gains as of late. Yes, indeed, you got to bet against the debt, become your own central bank. You know that. We trade the market we have, and we invest and trade for the future as well. We got to keep both perspectives at the forefront of our minds here, because again, look, what have I told you? I said nothing is going to get past me. That means nothing is going to get past you. I don't know another way to put it. People hate the truth. That is a fact. And I think that's why a lot of people maybe, or some people don't like Greg Mannarino, because everything I say, don't believe any of it. Honestly, just do a little research on your own. Is what Greg saying true? Does it make sense to me? People know the truth when they hear it. And what we've had here is a normal correction in the market, and it's going to play out to be new record highs relatively soon. Because again, the drivers remain intact, and the Federal Reserve is going to continue to fuel the market more so than you can imagine. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something else. And I've said this repeatedly as of late. If you're looking for inflation to slow down, well, you're looking in the wrong place. I can promise you that, what are we now? According to their numbers, about inflation rate 7.3%. They had a 2% target. We're going much, much higher here. Inflation is in no way, shape, or form going away. It will accelerate moving forward big time. You're not allowed to know these things. If you don't understand the end game, if you really don't know what central banks are trying to do, then I guess you could be confused. But if you understand that central banks are literally in the process of owning it all, becoming the lender and buyer of last resort, keeping the economy suppressed, not allowing it to grow, because again, they want to be the lender and buyer of last resort. This is how they own it all. This is a process that's been going on for many, many, many decades. I've said this before to you. Well, what's happening right now, the effect of Federal Reserve planning that has been in effect from probably 20 years ago, we're starting to see the effect of it now. That's how far ahead the Federal Reserve is with regard to the game. Okay, people are not living essentially in the here and now. What they're experiencing is a side effect of policy by central banks, none more so than the Fed, that has been put into effect a very long time ago. You have to understand the way think tanks work. Okay, the Federal Reserve has a think tank, the Pentagon, governments, which are central banks. They don't think on the same level that most people do. All right, they're thinking again in a much different way, and planning for things and setting wheels in motion for things that are going to happen down the line. So understanding that, again, nothing is by accident that you're seeing here. Surging inflation, the Fed overshooting its 2% target by hundreds and hundreds of percent. None of it is by accident, okay? So understand that what you're seeing here is just an effect of something that was put into effect a long time ago. And I'm telling you here and now that you haven't seen anything yet by a long shot. Now, going back to what I was saying, people are yet again, a lot of people are going to miss out on some pretty big opportunities here with regard to the banks, the financial sector, tech, like I said, surging over 3% Friday, another 3.5% almost today. I mean, they're talking about a 6.5% surge in just the last 2 trading days. I've been telling people to nibble at tech. I think we should nibble some more here. If you do subscribe to my free newsletter, link in the description of this video, every Monday, I send out what I believe are things you should be looking at. I again said you should be looking at specific banks. I also was talking about tech earlier today. Look, people, like I said, you're being fed buckets of dog shit, not just by the mainstream media, but by a lot of YouTubers out here. Look at their record and then look at mine, okay? And you tell me who you wish you were listening to for the last, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years. Would you have been better off listening to them claiming to be market experts and they got it 100% wrong? Or a guy who's got it, well, pretty much spot on? And look, I'm not sitting here tooting my own horn. I'm just trying to let you all know that I don't want you to lose anybody, any one of you, even those that are out here making bad videos about Greg and bad-mouthing me. And there's a lot of people making really good videos about me and explaining how things are going. But look, the bottom line is this has to make sense to you. If what I say doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. You know, I'm just not connecting with you, and that's fine. I guess you need to find someone else you can connect with, but someone that's going to put you on the right pathway. Because again, I don't want anyone to lose. I don't care who you are. I want you to win because I really believe that we can all win if we apply a strategy based upon dynamics, market drivers, risk, and again, realizing that the Fed, what they say and what they do are totally different things. And I'm going to prove that to you right here. I've been showing a lot of charts lately about the Federal Reserve. This one, I'm going to show you a chart here of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet for the last 6 months. Okay. This is straight. This line is straight. This is supposed to be the taper. Now, if this were really a taper, you would expect to see this slow. Maybe the slope of this, you see that slope? Drop. Or maybe level off a little bit. But no, it's gone straight up. There's no sign whatsoever that the Federal Reserve has tapered anything. The Federal Reserve, again, this was back in November. We're going to start the taper. Does that look like a slowing down of asset purchases to you? Really? Okay. I would be willing to bet, unless you're blind, that it doesn't look like any slowdown at all. And the fact of the matter is, the Federal Reserve has not slowed down at all. And they're going to keep this going. This will not stop. I don't care how many times they tell you they're tapering. They're going to taper. They're going to taper more. The truth is always hidden in plain sight. This is literally off the Federal Reserve's own website. All right? The truth is always hidden in plain sight. I want you to keep that in mind here. Now, we did hear from the Fed today, and I want to touch on that for a moment. But let's go back to the market real quick. I know I'm bouncing around a little bit, but I'm trying to get a lot of ideas out of my head. You know, none of this is scripted. None of this is rehearsed. I just sit down here and I go. On top of the rally in the market today, the NASDAQ ripping higher the last 2 days here, we have seen risk in this market drop. I said yesterday in my markets a look ahead that I expected to see the MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, free to anybody, link in the description of this video, drop. That's exactly what happened today. Okay, I think and I believe, at least right now, unless an outlying event occurs, okay, if things remain the way they are, risk in this market is going to be dropping as the market recovers here. Okay, again, nothing but a correction. That's all we had, not a crash. Okay, if you believed you were having a crash because some lofty guy out here was telling you, you just got lied to. They fed you a bucket of dog shit and asked you to lick it clean. How did it taste? It's a shame. It really is. It hurts me more than you know to realize that people are losing, because we don't need to. We can all be winners, all of us. Okay, it's just a matter of choice. Do you want to win or do you want to lose? Every day you should wake up with the attitude that I want to win. In anything in life, not just with regard to the market, with regard to your job, your marriage, your relationship, your kids, your dogs, whatever it might be. You want to win, and you want to win all the time. Okay, if you lose, you should reflect and say, why did that happen to me? Why did event XYZ occur and cause this to happen? Well, It happens to everybody. And you can use that as something positive by reflecting upon why you lost. What did you do or not do to cause, and I'm not just talking about a loss in the market. I'm talking about life in general here. All right. The market in many ways is reflective of life. If you have a positive outlook on life, if you are a good person, I really believe that, good things will come your way and you do good for others. If you're one of these people who never does anything good for anyone, guess what's going to happen to you? Well, you're going to be eating buckets of dog shit for the rest of your life. When you realize that you must pay it forward, and you must pay it forward all the time, in order for the universe to point at you and say, hey, you know what? This person deserves some good in their life. If you don't play that game, if you don't understand that's the dynamics of how things work, well, you're just going to continue to lose. Anyway, let us move forward here. Crude oil today firmly above $88 a barrel, and it's going much higher. Do you realize that in the last month, WTI crude has gained 17%? 17%. I don't know why that's not getting more attention from the mainstream media. It's a pretty epic move. 17% in a month. Energy's out of control. And I think it's going to pull back, like I said. I think I don't pick tops and bottoms, people, okay? But I'm telling you, nothing goes up in a straight line without pulling back like the market. A series of record highs last year. Now we get a pullback. People are panicking. They're getting afraid. People like me, people like my lions, people with a functioning brain realize opportunity when they see it. And that's what this is. Anyway, so I want to bring this to your attention here. I think it's pretty profound. So we did hear from the Fed today. This is Fed President Daly. I want you to listen to the wording here. The Fed is not behind the curve in their fight against inflation. You have to realize what they're saying. Inflation at its current pace is occurring by the actions of the Federal Reserve. In other words, they're deliberately creating it. I've been telling you this since time immemorial. They're going to inflate, and then inflate some more. Okay. So by this type of wording here, and this is a quote, Fed not behind the curve in their fight against inflation. It's going exactly according to their plan, which started out maybe a decade ago, a long time ago. We are living in the side effect of it. That's all it is, people. But we can stay ahead of the curve realizing what they're doing. Okay? Do you think I'm some kind of like a magician or something? No, I'm not at all. The only reason why I've kept myself and my lions on the right side of this market is because I understand the end game. I realize where we're going, all right? And I think if you follow this blog, you do as well. A one world government where central banks are engaged in an extremely successful plan to create nation slaves and individual slaves to debt. That's all this is. It's the debt-based model. It's a slave system. It's their system. You don't want to be in their system, if you have no choice. For example, you got to transact in their currency. They don't want you in Bitcoin or any other crypto. They don't want you in gold or silver. Our representatives, they all want you in the Federal Reserve beast system. At least weaponize the system and turn the tables on them. Again, if you're making money in this market, okay, if you have been making money listening to me, what do? Okay, number one, you're paying it forward. You're taking a percentage of those profits and you're donating that to a charity that you believe in. Number two is you're taking some of that profit as well and you're investing it in hard assets. Silver, my all-time favorite. I mean, you should have hordes of it by now if you've been following this blog. Gold, platinum, palladium, and cryptocurrencies as well. If you've been trading around this market like I do, holding large cap dividend paying stocks, I love the banks, getting in on this extreme rise in energy, which I told you was coming from a while back when WTI hit 61. I think I sprayed my shorts. In fact, I know I sprayed my shorts. And I'm in here buying oil ETFs and making a killing. Let's be honest with each other, okay? I'm not going to lie. I'm an open book. I got plenty of money. I got a lot of money. And I want you to have a lot of money too. Does money bring happiness? Yeah, to a certain degree it does. And it also brings happiness to other people as you can donate more of your earnings to things that you believe in to help people with it. And, you don't have to donate money. You can donate time too. But there's nothing, see, look, there's this big fallacy out here that having money is a bad thing or having some kind of wealth is a bad thing. Let me let you in on a little secret. No, it's not a bad thing at all, okay? Whoever's pushing that kind of narrative obviously has another agenda going on here. Anyway, I want to leave you off with something really big here, okay? And I want you to ponder what I'm about to tell you. I know this video is getting kind of long, but I want you to really, really consider what I'm going to say. Are you ready for it? If the Federal Reserve fails to act again, okay? In other words, if the Federal Reserve does not raise rates at their next meeting, okay, or by March, the market's done, okay? You will see the market react in an extremely negative way, and I believe it could set off the debt market, okay? If the Fed fails to act at its next FOMC monetary policy meeting, I believe it's in March. I could be wrong on that, but if the Fed doesn't do something next time, the market is going to react negatively, and as a matter of fact, it could be extremely negative. Look, the Fed's holding all the cards here. We all know that. We all also realized if the Fed did not raise rates last meeting, like they didn't, the market would fall, and it did. But now the market's digesting it like I said they would. The market's digesting what happened. And I think there's a lot of institutions here buying. In fact, I know for a fact that they are. And I'm not saying we have ended the correction phase, but it sure looks like we're getting close because I don't pick tops and bottoms. It's a loser's game. You all know that, people. But if the Fed does not act, you can expect, there is definitely the possibility of a real market crash. The market wants action. I don't know another way to put this, okay? But I'll keep you on top of this as we get closer. You know that. I work my hardest out here to keep all of you on top of this, all of it, because why? Why do you think I do this, really? Because number one, you know what I want? I want you and me to make a positive difference in the world. Is that so much to ask that each of us, you and I, should maybe go out of our way a little bit to make a positive difference in the world, and that will carry on? I really believe that. I don't know. I just think it's so important for us to realize how important we are to each other and how we need each other, and we don't have to lose. None of us have to lose in any aspect of our lives. It's a choice. It really comes down to what you want. Okay, you want to fail? You will. You will fail if you want to. Even if it's subliminal, if it's not really at the forefront of your mind, if you feel that you can't do something, trust me, you can't do it. But at the other side of the spectrum, if you live every moment of your life saying, I can do this, and not only can I do this, but I'm going to be the best at it. Well, guess what? You're going to be the best at it. That's how the universe works. Okay, a big secret you're not supposed to know. But that's the truth here, people. All right, look, I'm out of here. I love all of you a lot. This has been an exceedingly long video, but I think I covered some really critical things in this video blog. It goes beyond the market. And I'm going to ask you to please share the video. Get it out there, all right? I think more people need to hear this kind of stuff. I hope you would agree with me, even those of you that don't like me, all right? I got your back, too. I got everyone's back. You like me? I got your back. You love me? I got your back. Don't like me? I got your back, too. Nothing's going to stop me from at least trying to get through to those people, because I want to make a difference in their life, too. And I think collectively we should try. All right, I'm out of here. See you tomorrow.